Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm participating in a Shabby Chic Fall collaboration hosted by Dawn from Shabby Meets Bling, Monica from Up All Night DIY, Annie from Crafting with Indie Annie Jones, and Kristen from The Fifth Sparrow No More. Today I'm going to be transforming two pumpkins into rustic shabby chic. And here are my pumpkins. Now, I love the shape of these, and I used to do blue, but I'm not really doing blue anymore, so I'm going to paint these with the color Jute. We are going more neutral and a little more rustic looking, plus adding that bling of the shabby chic. So I'm probably going to be doing a couple coats on here. And I have both of these done. I'm going to go ahead and use the little one here to show you what I'm going to do. I'm taking my chalk paint in the color Plaster. I am putting it on a little bit wet, and I am taking it off with a piece of paper towel here. Just want to lighten this up just a touch. Now, I have done this technique before on a previous pumpkin, and now that that is done, I am going to go ahead and get the stem painted. I want to get it a little bit dark here, so I'm using burnt umber. Then I'm going to go in with the color Coca and make the little light in here, and I'm also going to take some of the Jute color too. Just going to go back and forth while it's all wet and get it all blended in. Now that that is dry, I'm taking my dark antique wax and I'm going to be darkening this up in some spots, and you can see how it changes the color. I will also be putting this on the stem. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some embellishments to the large one here first, and I have this lace trim that I want to put on here. I also have these beads that I made some strings with, and I'm also going to be making some other strings with some of those and some of these. I love these colors. So I need to make a couple strings to go on here with that. I also have these little pick things here that I got from the His and Hers collection at Hobby Lobby, and then I love all these little jewels here. I want to use some of these on both of the pumpkins. Just kind of seeing what's all in this little thing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get one of these little strips hot glued on here. And I don't know if I want to put those beads on there or not, or if I want to just do some pearls like this. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do this in each of the sections of the pumpkin. Sometimes you just got to play with it before you start gluing things. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this lace trim glued on first. And then I'm going to add some of these brown metallic beads on here that I strung up. It's just trial and error. When you do this, you want to kind of place things before you glue just to make sure that that's where you want it and kind of look at it, and then go ahead and get it glued down. Alright, I did do those other strings like I said, but I decided to pull off one of the smaller beads so I could put the larger beads on there instead. And now I'm just going to take some of that pearl beads here and go along the string that I had done. Just trying to see if I want to put it on both sides or only one side. I want to use some more of these, just trying to figure out where I want to place them at. Yeah, I'm not really liking it that way. So I went ahead and put those white pearls on top of the lace trim, and now I'm going to take some jute and I'm going to go on each side of those dark brown metallic beads. Alright, now that I got that done, I also took the piece of jute on the other side of those multicolored beads that I did. Now I want to use these leaves that are on this pick. I think they're perfect for the color of the pumpkin. I'm going to go ahead and cut some of these off and figure out where I want to hot glue them on. And I like some of these leaves because they have some glitter in them. I'm also going to use these little curly cues. It'd be perfect for the little vine part off of the stem. I'm just twisting them some more with my paintbrush here. And I want to use some of those pearls here that I got from the His and Hers collection. I'm going to be using quite a few of those picks that you can get from Hobby Lobby. So I'm just using 3 pieces here that I'm hot gluing onto the pumpkin. And I also want to use this other one that's just some clear beads. There, I think that looks really pretty, but you know, we gotta add more. Need more embellishments. Just kind of playing with a few things here. I also like this one here. This is also from the His and Hers collection. It's just a little single one. You get a bunch of them, and I'm just going to kind of use a few of those and hot glue onto the pumpkin. I'm going to use this other piece here. I like that. It looks really pretty. It's nice and big. It's good for this size of pumpkin. And now I need to hot glue the little curly cues in. I'm just going to add a few more pieces here and there. I think that's really, really pretty looking now. But, you know, I always like to add more things. I do. Let's get a rose on here. This is also from the His and Hers collection. I'm not going to use the leaves though. I just want to use the smaller rose. Maybe glue it about right there. And I have a couple little pine cones that I want to tuck in here. And also these little tulle pieces with some pearls. Those are also from that same collection. Now, of course, let's get that rose in there. And a little bit more of the tulle. I think that looks pretty, but you know, I kind of have a spot right here. Kind of an open spot. What should I put back there? You know, I don't know if I want to add some more of these on here too. Just kind of looking through these. I think these are really pretty. Alright, so I decided to use these feathers. This is also a pick from that His and Hers collection. I think this looks so pretty. I am really in love with this. I love how this turned out. I love the colors. I love the blinginess to it. Now I need to work on the second pumpkin. So this one is not going to be as elaborate with everything on the sections, and there's a lot more sections on here, so I'm not going to be covering all of them. So I'm going to be using this lace trim here that I have. I'm going to put it on with the glue. And then I'm going to take some of the beads here that I strung up. And I'm going to use some of that jute again and go along the edge right there. I'm also going to use some of that other lace trim that I used on the other pumpkin. And do the same thing with the pearl beads. Alright, so I went ahead and added some of the pearl beads, and I also took some jute to put in the sections. Now I want to add some of those same leaves from that pick, just like on the other pumpkin. I think I'm going to go ahead and double up on here because I kind of like the one with the glitter on it to be on here, and then that smaller leaf. And now I'm going to be using the curly Q, and I have another one that's a little more glittery, and I'm going to be using the same picks that I used on the previous pumpkin. Just need to figure out where I want to place everything. All right, I have all my little embellishments on here. I think this looks really pretty. Just gonna kind of tweak it here a little bit. All right, let's see how I styled both pumpkins.
The leaves are torn like faded pages. Wind whispers through the pumpkin stages. Rusty orange, pale cream, a soft green hue. A patch of dreams where seasons grew. Shabby chic fall pumpkins scattered on the ground. A little rough, a little soft, where beauty's always found. Crumpled leaves, cozy breeze, the autumn spins around. Shabby chic fall pumpkins, love in every mound. Patchwork skies with clouds sewn tight. Cider steam in the fading light. A chair that creaks on the wooden floor. The pumpkins sit like they've been here before. And they don't shine, they don't gleam, but they're woven in the season's dream. Shabby chic fall pumpkins scattered on the ground. A little rough, a little soft, where beauty's always found. shabby chic fall pumpkins.
Alright, my sweet friends, that's going to do it for the video today. I hope that you enjoyed it and that I could give you some ideas on making some rustic looking shabby chic pumpkins. Now please be sure to check out everybody's videos. I have the playlist link down below in my description box, along with all the channel's host link. I want to wish everybody a very wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.